Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I
Welcome
like that.
back.
That was like auto tunes or something. That was a double drum set at
Shout
the
out to
end.
GB. Welcome to another edition of Detroit Table Talk
What up, though?
with your host, Dro and Kerman. How's your week been, Kerman?
It's been very interesting.
Tell us about it.
Okay, so guys, last week we talked about the little dog that I got from my grandson, and how beautiful, he was. He was cute and all that stuff, and yeah, that wore off in about 2 or 3 days. I mean, he's still cute and all that stuff, but it's too much work. It's like having an infant in the house again. I'm getting up, 2 times out the night because the dog whining, so he either hungry or he got to use the bathroom. I ain't for that.
It's too much.
My children are grown, and my intentions were my grandson was going to take the dog home with him, not leave it at my house.
Oh, it's still at your house.
So it's at my house.
So you taking full care of it.
I am, with the assumption when I go to work, and my son was helping me out.
Okay.
And he didn't text me and call me a million times while I'm at work. You got to find something to do with this dog. I ain't going to be carrying this little dog around with me. So it's like,
I don't blame him.
I don't know what to do. So I'm like, well, technically, it's not my dog. It's your son dog. Take him where he live.
That's interesting. I want to see how that's going to play out. Tune in next week. We'll see how that play out.
So Ace is on the verge of being put up for an adoption or something.
Oh,
I love
no.
him, but no, like
Sell him.
seriously, the night, and
Sell
that's
him.
what I think I was gonna do. The other night, my grandson was laying in his bed, and I went in there to give him a kiss, and make sure he was tucked in. And I asked him about his dog. He said, Nene, he said, what did he tell me? He said, I don't have time for this.
The dog?
Yeah.
Hey, time
I
to let
said,
the dog go
"What?"
then.
He said, yeah. He said, I'm not ready for this dog.
It's a big commitment.
He said, you should have got a shepherd. I said, grandson, you told me not to get a German shepherd. He said, well, you should have got a shepherd. And then his dad said, no, son, you told Nana not to get you a shepherd. And he said, well, I'll just buy my own dog. He said, but I'm not ready for this. I said, okay, well, I'm not either. So if
Well, Facebook Marketplace.
we in agreement. But other than that,
No Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
listen, our engineer, GB, oh my gosh, she's the best. She helped me find this dog. We were all on Marketplace. We were in groups.
Okay.
We was texting folks that, people that we know and know of, and those people know of. And I just feel bad because GB, she may be gone after all this work. But other than that, the week was interesting. I was just tired. Yesterday
Me
I went
too.
to work, and I sat at my desk. I usually get to work about 8, and I sat at my desk, and I looked at the time at 9:45, because one of my coworkers came in and peeked her head around the corner, was like, hey, and she was like, are you finna go somewhere? I had not put my purse up, my work bag, my keys was sitting there, my coffee was sitting there. And I was really contemplating, like, grabbing my stuff and going back home.
I remember them days.
Okay.
I wasn't
remember
for
them
it.
days.
I was not for it.
But I was one of them type of individuals that if I ain't want to go, I'm leaving. I'm not. I know the night before whether or not I'm going in. I'm not coming in.
But I'm not like that. I love to go to work. I love people. So if I'm sitting there and I'm contemplating, I'm tired of you folks.
That's true. But that's when I was doing something that I didn't like doing.
Okay.
So I love what I do now. So
I never take a job that I don't like.
You know,
Ever.
I had to do
liking
what
it at first?
I had to do what I had to do.
Okay.
It was good pay, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So
It was a one period of time I took, well, I didn't take a job. I was working. I was a school teacher, and I didn't realize they had not paid me like in 2 months. So
You was loving the job that much?
I love young people.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay.
and I had 2 jobs.
Oh, okay.
So I was a school teacher during the day, and I was a police officer in the afternoon.
Okay.
So I didn't think to check, to see if my money was in my account because it was direct deposit. And one day I was sitting there, and the children had a test. And I'm sitting there, and I was like, let me go on and see what's going on in the world of these emails. And I click on the account, and I said, wait a minute. And I go back. I said, oh, shoot. I said, these jokers ain't paid me. So I called downtown. I was like, you guys haven't paid me in like 2 months.
All right.
The lady, that's that's exactly what the lady said. And I said, I didn't know that now.
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, you got money. Get it over.
She went into, she said, what's your employee number? And she said, oh my God, we haven't. She said, girl, what you been? I said, I like what I do, and I have other income, so it didn't. That was the last time I do that. Now I pay attention, because even if I don't necessarily need it,
You need it.
it's mine,
You still need it.
and you need to pay me.
Right. For my time and my effort. I think the only job I had that issue with was I worked for the post office. Can you imagine me being a mailman?
Yeah,
I was a mailman.
I could.
Yeah. Knowing me, no, you couldn't imagine that. But yeah, I was a mailman.
What you gonna do? Throw the mail on the porch?
No, I wasn't like that.
No, I'm talking about like now.
No,
Your
I definitely
patience is-
no. It wasn't about the patience. It's just I wasn't a people person.
Well, that's a perfect job for you because you're real quiet.
Them people love to talk.
All you doing is dropping the mail off.
No, I was a rural
no.
carrier, and I really didn't even have to get out the truck.
No, they be waiting outside for you to talk.
But it was some like in apartment complexes. I had the boxes that I had to drop. Man,
Oh, you had all of them.
no,
Yeah,
no, I didn't. But yeah, but I was working like I would do like 12 hours, and they would like only pay me for like 8. And I'd be like, yo. But yeah, that wasn't for me. I had to go in there like every 2 weeks about my pay.
Yeah.
So
The best job I had is Taco Bell job.
You like Taco Bell?
I love Taco Bell. I used to eat, sleep Taco Bell. But I can't go back because I need.
Why?
It's my dignity. I just can't go back to Taco Bell. But Taco Bell.
You don't have to go back to the same one. You can go to a different one.
I did that already.
Okay.
I done went to so many Taco Bells. I done went to Dual Brand, KFC Taco Bell, Pizza Hut Taco Bell, Long John Silver Taco Bell.
The thing when you manage people, they can stress the heck out of you.
Okay, you heard.
So I get it. Sometimes I just go in my office and I shake my head, or I'm, if I'm trying to convey something or something I need. Sometimes my patience have wore down, and some of the stuff they ask me inside of me is like a rage. Like, I can't believe you asking me this. Like, this is common sense. And then I have to check myself. Like, continue to be patient. Everybody don't learn at the same rate that you learn.
Yeah.
And if you have to repeat it 4 times within 2 minutes, just repeat it, to the best way that they can, obtain the information. But sometimes I just be like, I'm out of here.
right.
Try to figure it out. No, I don't say that.
You
That's
wish
what
you
I
could, though.
That's what I be
Sometimes
wanting to say, like figure it out. But no, I do tell them, just call me if you need some assistance.
that's the issue that I had when I used to work at the plant. I didn't want to be no team leader. I didn't want to be a supervisor, and I didn't want to be a union rep. But a lot of people would be like, man, you got that voice, you be speaking up. Man, you better speak up for yourself. I'm speaking up for myself. You can't call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. For one,
I speak up for everybody.
I speak up for but I was speaking up for myself, but I was speaking up for everybody. But I'm not finna be y'all union rep because at the end of the day, we don't have the same views.
Okay. But you were doing it, without the title.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
You know.
and that got me in trouble. But Because when I stand, if I'm standing for y'all, I want to stand alone.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
you can't come talking to me about, oh, I want to change this and I want to change that. And we thinking and we talking like-minded, but when it's time to come to GB, like, yo, with the issues, I'm by myself.
That's how I felt when I used to, be really, 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 really into church. I'd be like, people always come to me because they, they were able to talk to me because they know I would listen, and I will always convey it back to the leader, So they will always share everything with me. But at the end, it was like, wait a minute. When it's time for, the man or woman of God to say, okay, is this how everybody's feeling? Everybody is quiet. And it's like, after a while, I was like, brother, didn't you just sister before the meeting?
Right.
So after a while, I was like, you know what? But that's something that God has always just placed inside of me. I am a person of justice. I am a person of fairness. So although you don't want to speak up for other people, it's just in you.
Right.
If I see something wrong, or I'm going to say something, because it will eat me up inside until I say something.
That's true.
That is true.
So I always have to pray and ask God, okay, I see this burning, it's not going away, so help me say the right words so the person don't get offended when I say it.
That's true.
Well, I probably need to say that because I just be saying whatever.
No, I'm telling you, my friends used to be like, oh my God, I don't know what Carmen is going to say. Because I was the person that I'm going to say it how it is. I'm not finna sugarcoat nothing, or I'm not finna do any of that. And after, a couple of my friends like, Carmen, you have to learn wisdom.
Some people, I don't know. Some people, you have to tell people the truth, whether it's going to hurt their feelings or not. Simple as that. But at the same time, you still have to find a proper way to say it.
My pastor told me, and I want to make sure, I hope I'm saying it right. He told me 3 things. Carmen, before you say something, is it true? Is it kind? And are you the person that needs to say it? And I told him yes on all of them. Mm-hmm. He used to be like, daughter, you're not hearing what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm saying, okay, are you saying that you don't think I should say it? Or he used to be like, daughter, you so hard, like you rough around the edges. Now, one thing about it is I'm not a taskmaster, but I like stuff done decently and in order.
Right.
And other type of people will let stuff, they really passive. I'm just not like that. I'm not finna not sleep or, have this swirling inside me because don't nobody want to say nothing.
Right.
So I'll say something.
As you should.
I'm learning now that, I cater what I say to the person. So if I have a relationship with a person, I'm liable to say it differently than someone I don't
That's true.
really have a relationship with.
I'm the same way. I'm more passionate when I say it to somebody I know.
Yeah.
Versus saying it to somebody who I really don't care about.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I'm definitely giving it to you, Ron, if I know you.
But at the end of the day, the message, it's still gonna be the same message. You know what I'm saying?
I think we've become soft.
No, the world's become soft.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in general. We have just become so soft. You can't say nothing to people. You can't talk to your children a certain way. You can't do this. You can't do that. And as a result, we see what's going on.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So it's difficult, but I'm still learning.
As we are.
Now I just look at people and I just smile.
I try not to even look at people.
I
try. On that note, you want to pay some bills?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pay some bills.
From Amazon best-selling award-winning author Sylvia Hubbard comes a tale of intrigue, desperation, and danger. In The Trouble with Gabrielle, the story is strangely familiar, yet surprisingly sensational and fresh. This sordid tale of a one-night stand gone horribly wrong is one you don't want to miss. Don't miss that Oliver Farnsworth probably thought he'd be alive long beyond the tryst with Gabby. Don't miss that Gabrielle's lifelong dream was never to be pregnant and desperate. Don't miss that she is about to be murdered. The stepmother plans to kill her to gain the fortune Oliver Farnsworth left. With nowhere else to turn, what's a woman to do? Find out what ultimately happens in Sylvia Hubbard's The Trouble with Gabrielle.
Man, did you like that?
I loved it. I really enjoyed it.
I'm going to buy that book.
I think y'all better go buy it too.
Man, let me tell you something. Sylvia is an author. She's a blogger, a mother, a speaker, a journalist, a radio host, a consultant, and more. She has written published over 40 independent books on her own. So I'm so excited.
Congratulations.
I can't wait to get into that book.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Man.
I'm trying to see what that stepmother gonna do.
Listen, okay? That's like a thriller movie.
That stepmother sound like she might be from around here.
Listen, Sylvia, I don't know. You might need to
turn it into a
that,
movie or something.
Yeah, submit that for a movie, because that, boy, I tell you.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued right now.
Yeah, the Detroit. Y'all let us know how that book is. Let us know. Let us know how it is.
We're gonna be giving out some copies of the book.
And we giving away something else, aren't we?
We're giving away a Anita Baker ticket. So I'm excited about that. How are you, Mr. Richard? I just wanted to say, good afternoon to you. Thank you for always checking in.
Okay, let's get into what's going on around our city. Cops getting killed.
We on fire, okay?
People stealing cars, getting into accidents, killing innocent civilians. What's going on?
Man, as I was looking through the news, I really got sad. I got overwhelmed. I got a little depressed.
Yeah.
I think that's when I turned and hurt my shoulder, because I don't know if it was the tension that I was already feeling, and then we out here losing it.
Yeah.
I mean, we losing it.
It's crazy because I just read a post that said everybody in this generation needs has some type of mental health issues. Do you think that's true?
I really believe that most of us have mental health issues. How can I say this? It's in us. And I think we're all one tragedy, one trauma away from, losing it. That's why it's so important that we stay connected to, in my opinion, some counselor, someone that you can vent to, someone that you can just share your heart with. A lot of times these people that we are seeing constantly on the news they're running around and they're not releasing that anger and that hurt, that pain that's inside them. And the littlest thing is setting them off.
You don't think that's... I think it goes back to what we spoke on a little earlier, the world being too soft.
Yeah.
And I think that people use certain things as an excuse.
Well, I don't want to say too soft, because I think depending on who you are, if you experience so much trauma.
But here's the thing: how do we know what's too much trauma?
Everybody is different. What the things that you experience in your life, someone can experience half and, lose it. Just completely, I'm saying, have a nervous breakdown, and you can endure. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, in my life, and I say this to maybe one or two people all the time, with all the stuff that I've been through in my life, I honestly thank God that I have my right mind.
Right.
But I really contribute that to me allowing God into my life, because there's many times that I could have just totally flipped.
Right.
And as some people would say, justifiably. So I just believe that it depends on how you're centered, the endurance that you have. Some people just, I don't know, because I don't want to just say people are soft and they can't handle stuff. Some people have been through so much, the mind, the heart can't take anymore.
That's understandable. Me, here's the thing with me. I've been through a lot. I don't wear it on my sleeve. I don't wear it on my face. GB, you want me to turn it down?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, far as like I said, I've been through a lot. I don't wear it. And I'm not going to get it.
About it, though?
No, I actually didn't.
Okay.
I didn't talk about it. I really couldn't talk to nobody about it, so I just had to deal with it. And like you said, I'm thankful. I thank the good Lord every day that I still have my sanity.
Yeah.
Because like you, I could use the trauma that I've been through and be out here doing a bunch of BS.
Yeah.
So
But I thank God that you have found an outlet, or you have gotten to the place where you pull your strength off of other things. Some people haven't been equipped to do the same thing.
But
so I don't, and by no means do I ever want someone to think that I am excusing the behaviors that we are seeing, you know. But even as going to school to be a counselor and specializing in trauma, I understand how it can affect, tragedy and trauma can affect a person.
We all born with, excuse me. We all born. I tell everybody this. We all born with free will.
Yeah.
Common sense not so common.
Yeah.
I think common sense will get you a long way in life. And I tell people this all the time, because if you had common sense, you would know if things were done to you, to not do it to other people, especially shit that things that cause trauma in your life, and then you turn around and do it to family members, people that you love, people that you know. And that ain't cool right there. I think to fall back and be like, yo, this was done to me, so this is why I'm doing this, or this is why I act this way. Or
I don't think anyone says this is why I do that,
I done heard that.
I think that sometimes at the end of the day, when we learn about what they've been through, we can say that is a reasoning, or part of the foundational the reason why they are doing what they're doing. It doesn't excuse them
at all.
And that's why I when Engler first decided to start closing the mental health agencies, I knew there was a matter of time that we would get to the place that we are now. And then not just closing the mental health facilities, a lot of insurance now don't even cover mental health
therapy and things of that sort. Yeah.
So although we want to say, and I don't know if it's the righteous part of us that want to say, well, you have money to buy Jordans, or you have money to buy this or that, you can pay for counseling. We always want to go back on, people find money to do what they want. But a person who's hurting or who have experienced trauma, that's not the first thing they think about, because most people who have been through trauma try to avoid the conversation. You know, they don't run, for the most part, they don't run to have to open up the wounds again. So if me buying gym shoes, or, you know, a lot of women, you see a lot of women, they shop till they drop. A lot of times they're massing other things.
Right.
You know, some people eat, you know what I'm saying, to cover up the pain.
Yeah, that's true.
So everybody has their device. You know, some people don't go out and kill people, but some people kill themselves by eating themselves to death.
Yeah.
So, you know, at some point I pray that we can get to the point where help is offered and people take, you know, the offer up. Like, let's talk about this, the thing that's been going on the news 24/7.
What's that?
The police officer being killed by the 19-year-old young man.
Condolences to the family.
Yeah, definitely our condolences to the family, especially his wife and his 2 children.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow. You know, daddy leave home and he doesn't come back as a result of doing his job.
Yeah.
You know, no matter how you may feel about law enforcement, he didn't deserve that.
You got to take that out of the.
You have to take it out the equation.
Yeah, most definitely, because at the end of the day, that man was somebody's child. He was somebody's husband. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, he was somebody's father.
Yeah.
You know, y'all done snatched that man away from his children. He can't even raise his children to be. I think he got a son. He can't check.
Like 15?
You know, he can't raise his son to be a man.
I literally was in tears when I heard the young man speak. He said, my dad has so many more things to teach me,
right.
You know, how to be, you know, a man.
Yeah. And
that's hurtful, you know, to see.
Yeah. And I think
protecting the people like the one who took his life.
Yeah.
You know, now I have my issues with law enforcement. Now I've worked in law enforcement. You know, I have been a subsidy to law enforcement for over 30-something years.
Right.
So I know the ins and out of law enforcement, but I also can acknowledge that we have some issues, you know, that has to be addressed. But when something like this happened, we have to band together and, you know, we have to become a better community. We just, it's sad, you know, the young man that, because for me, and I don't know if this is Dro, but this is just coming from me. The young man who killed him, I don't want to spend too much time necessarily talking about him, so I will not be saying his name.
Oh no, I don't know his name. We're not going to spend any time speaking on him. I want to
focus on what Officer Courts, you know, him being, you know, a law-abiding citizen, out protecting the community, and had to, you know, gave his life, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just sad, you know. I'm also sad for the young man as well, in a sense where, since this has happened, not a mother, not a father,
nobody,
not an auntie,
spoke
cousin,
up for him.
No one has come forth to say he belongs to us.
But that just goes to show you, like, the type of world that we're. And I'm pretty sure his parents probably young.
We don't even know if his parents are still living. We don't know anything. This young man was raising himself, and. Well, it's being said. I don't know how true it is. So it's alleged that he wanted to die by suicide by cop.
Yeah, I heard he had other charges pending.
Yeah, in Macomb County.
Yeah. I think that's...
And everybody is rushing to blame Macomb County, but at the end of the day, it's a process that you have to go through. So... although you want someone locked up or you want justice to be done right now because they can do something else, there's a process. You know what I'm saying? And now when you have, you know, not as many staff members, you know what I'm saying, stuff get pushed, you know. The incident, I don't know the whole, you know, story, but I know the incident that he was in, no one could identify him as being the person who committed the crime.
Right.
So it wasn't necessarily something that was, you know, in the forefront.
Right.
And by the time the warrant was signed, he was already gone.
Ain't no telling what was going on through that.
But we
God,
really want to
yeah.
take some time out to make sure we pray for the family, you know,
Yeah,
of
most
the wife
definitely.
and the children and the parents that was left behind, and especially for the men and women in blue. You know, that was their brother.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard on them.
Mm-hmm.
And as the days go, when it's time to, you know, send him off, it gets harder.
Yeah.
So they're on edge as well. So
Oh,
we have to give
yeah.
them some grace and some mercy,
Yeah.
you know.
It's a lot. We're dealing with a lot out in the world. We're dealing with a lot out here in the city. It's just ridiculous.
We had a cop that, a police officer that went to urgent care in Grosse Pointe. He was a Grosse Pointe police officer. He went to urgent care and he was met by just some rude, you know, office staff. You know, as soon as he got to the desk, one of the young ladies gave him major pushback.
Mm.
She started saying stuff like, why do you got to come in here, you know, in uniform? How many people have you killed? And the officer, I'm glad he kind of held his composure. He asked for the supervisor, you know, to come. And immediately when the supervisor came, the supervisor had some words as well. She asked him, how many people are you going to beat up tonight? You know, allegedly, you know, and how many you're going to kill after you leave urgent care. So the hospital apologized. The administrators will be flying in this week. The employee was terminated. But this is what, you know, per the police officer said, that, you know, he was met with. So we got to be kind. I know we have our issues and concerns with law enforcement and police brutality, but
It's all about
you have to be
respect.
kind,
It's all about respect.
you know.
I'm just gonna be honest. I'm gonna treat. I'm gonna treat you with the respect that you deserve. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a civilian. If I'm not doing nothing wrong, don't come bothering me. But that's another story.
Yeah.
We all got our
And we definitely will be dealing with that at the table.
yeah. We all have our certain way that we think about certain people and certain things. But all cops not bad. So we got to get that out of our head. And for the police officer, all young men, black men,
That's right.
aren't criminals.
They are not.
So once we get that understanding, then we'll have a little bit more respect for each other. You know what I'm saying? But
But I think we have to hold each other
Accountable. Most
So
definitely.
You have a partner for 8 hours, 8+ hours. You know the things they will and they won't do.
right,
And I know it's difficult having to report, you know, someone that's just not, you know, being professional. And hopefully most police officers are speaking with their partner, you know, outside of having to go to leadership.
but you know what?
But if they don't listen, you have to do what you have to do.
Most definitely.
Because at the end of the day, if something happens in your presence, you're going to be held to the same standard as that police officer. So if he loses it and commits a crime or whatever,
Both of y'all gonna be held.
he had just pulled you into his mess.
Yeah, you're an accessory.
So now your career, your pension, you know, you may be facing, you know, prison time. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
So we have to pull the coattail of each other just the same way as in the community. If you see your boys or your girls, 'cause now the young ladies they on fire too. It used to be a time where it was just young men. Now these young ladies are pulling firearms out and shooting
Yes.
people and riding up on people.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's the movies, the music, the drugs. I don't know.
It's them hot Cheetos. I keep telling y'all that.
Well, I guess.
Okay, I'm just trying to make light, but
I don't know.
it's. But I know
It's-
the FBI came out and said that Officer Ambush is on the rise. So Officer Counts is the 34th officer this year to be intentionally killed in the line of duty. You know, we're only in July.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, that's. Yeah.
there have been 35 ambush-style attacks on officers this year. 12 of those officers died. Meanwhile, 178 officers in total have been shot in the line of duty. That's a 19% jump from last year. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So, in a sense, that's alarming, because just think about it. If a person's mindset is to ambush a peace officer / police officer, what do you and he or she is not concerned with the authority or the power that they have within their badge, let alone within their firearm, their duty weapon, we don't stand a chance in the community.
I'm just sitting here thinking, I just feel bad for anybody who has to be out here in the world,
Yeah.
you know, because it's not just cops, it's male ladies
Yes.
that's getting attacked. I remember a while back it was a DTE employee that got attacked. You know what I'm saying? So this nonsense been going on for a long time, and it used to be a code out in these streets, out here in the world, where, you know, well, not in the world, in the streets. It used to be a code out in the streets. We didn't mess with women, children, or civilians.
Yeah. Or
If you-
seniors.
Yeah, senior citizens. We kept them out. You know what I'm saying? But
Or the church. We didn't do crazy stuff on church property.
Yeah,
If you
and-
was walking past the church and you was with some friends and y'all was smoking, they would literally put the cigarette out until they passed the church.
I remember we didn't used to cuss in front of a church.
Now we cussing in front of the pastor.
And if we did cuss in front of the church, we asked for, the good Lord to accept our apology for
Cussing in
doing
front
that.
of the pastor. We having sex in the basement of the church. You know, while they frying chicken.
Well,
I'm
the
just saying.
pastor doing all that too.
Exactly,
so,
that's what I'm saying.
so
At some point, and I'm not trying to make this a religious thing at all, but God is not happy with us.
yeah,
I mean, we didn't have COVID. Now we got monkeypox.
but here's the thing.
They said it's here now.
Yeah,
We got
two
one
cases.
case, one in Oakland and one in Wayne.
Wow.
Y'all
I
better
mean, they
keep
hitting us
washing
with
y'all
so much
hands.
stuff.
That's because God is saying y'all tripping. Now I didn't promise y'all I wouldn't flood y'all, but He said I ain't say I wouldn't bring monkeypox on y'all.
All type of plagues.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I don't think people understand, like, because the people who survived COVID, I don't think
did.
I don't think people who survived to understand, like, 20, 30 years from now, this gonna be like a story. It's a story now, but it's gonna be like, this shit is etched in history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people didn't make it, and they thought them little $1,200, $2,400, however many, $800, however many dollars some little checks was enough to make people forget about it. People ain't forgot about that.
We went through 2 years, well, 2.5 pretty much, but for the most part, 2 years of people literally dying in front of
Every
us.
day,
All day. All day, every day.
not just 50, 100. We talking about thousands of people dying every day.
Because we surpass 500,000 people. We surpassed 600,000.
I lost count.
So at some point, at least in my mind, I did. At some point, I had to sit down and say, "Okay, Carmen. Okay, are you doing anything wrong? You know, let me get my life right with God, because I want to be among the living. You know, let me make an effort to do what I know to do. You know, people, none of that have affected some of these people.
Yeah, people still living like because here's the thing. We see it so much. We see death so much that we done got desensitized to it. We think it's like, it's certain shit that I wouldn't watch.
Yeah.
the death of Eric Holder. I think that was his
I didn't
name.
watch that.
I didn't watch that. I didn't watch the death of I can't think of his name right now. Floyd.
Floyd.
Yeah, I didn't watch none of that. Nipsey Hussle death. I couldn't watch none. No, the death.
You know,
They
they were
showed
playing.
his
They were
death?
playing it. You know.
Yeah, they was
video.
playing the chokehold. They was playing the knee in the neck. They was showing. They was playing Nipsey Hussle. They played King Von when he got shot. They played all that stuff. I wasn't watching none of that.
For the most part, I try to protect my spirit. Now, you know, I try to be comical, you know, and this and that. I don't let a lot of stuff, you know, come into my spirit. And when enough is enough, I pull it all the way back. So since we've been back out of the house, I watch very little anything that has to do with violence because I'm still grieving the loss of my mom and my nephew, and then I'm grieving the loss of, you know, friends and that have lost their life to COVID, and it has not let up. You know, so every time I see or hear or, you know, watch, it takes me back. You know, I'm overwhelmed.
Yep.
You know, tears are flowing. So now when I see stuff on Facebook where people are fighting, doing something harmful to each other, I don't watch that stuff. I keep scrolling
Yeah.
because it's desensitizing us, like you just said, and I don't want to ever be to the point where someone's life being taken does not, you know, move me.
Right.
I don't have no compassion. I have nothing, you know, for that person.
Right.
When my son was, when he was in prison, you know, for having a firearm, you know, when he came home, I removed my firearm from the house. Because when he came home, he was on probation for a period of time. Parole.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was on parole. When he came home, you know, of course, you're not supposed to have that stuff in the house anyway. So I took everything out. And even when he got off of parole, I just don't bring it back in. And my son is not a violent person or anything like that.
But we got to protect ourselves.
I just have to protect myself in a sense where these young people, you know what I'm saying?
I definitely understand what you're saying. And here's one thing that people don't understand.
I have to be responsible.
Yeah, most definitely.
My name is on it.
I was under the same I was in the same situation. I got on probation. My old lady, she had pistols in the house, but as soon as I got off, them boys came right back in. Wasn't none of that. Wasn't none of that. We're gonna protect the home. We gonna protect the home.
Well, the home is protected. It's so much going on with our young people. You don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, not with my name.
Oh, I definitely understand
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
And I'm pretty sure your son not gonna do no
he's not.
crazy
He's
stuff
not
like that.
He wouldn't go in my room, touch nothing. He wouldn't do any of that. But it's so much. I'm just like, I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I definitely understand.
What you think about Kwame?
I think they
back in
should
the
have
news
reversed
now.
them charges a long time ago. But you say he what?
I said he's back in the news again.
What? For not in the wrong way, is he?
Well, you know, he just had a little baby.
Congrats.
Congrats to him and his wife. And his wife did like most people do. You do a registry for the baby and stuff like that, and for the baby shower.
Mm-hmm.
So they also had an online baby shower where you can purchase stuff and it automatically send it. You know how you buy on Amazon?
Yeah.
And if you want somebody to know your address, you could put your wish list up and people purchase it and it's automatically sent to your address.
That's what you did?
So his wife or family member, whoever, but it was his wife's name on it, did that for a plum fund for the baby shower and stuff like that. So it's a wish list, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We wish that we can get this house. So if you want to put down towards money,
Oh, that's what they doing?
towards the house or baby gifts, you can.
The house?
Yeah, you can do that.
No, I'm saying, is that what they doing? That's what they asking for?
Folks just
No,
started
well,
doing
that's not what they're asking for. That was part of the wish list,
On their wish list.
on their wish list. Now I don't know who included it.
Oh,
So of course, people seen that.
You know, you
and
got rich
took it
friends.
to the news. Exactly.
you got rich friends.
But the thing about it is, he still owes money. Now he doesn't owe. He doesn't owe.
I'm not getting none of that money, so I really don't care how much money. I mean, I'm not saying that, but
He doesn't owe.
you gonna come on him?
That's my grandson calling. He doesn't.
You never know what's gonna happen on Detroit Table Talk. Yeah, you gonna go home.
He just call us Cecily. That's my big grandbaby. But you can't get mad at somebody because they have a wish list, and you can't get mad if somebody wants to bless them.
Okay.
So now the news have it out there like, oh, he's trying to swindle people out of money to get.
I don't think so. He ain't scamming people.
He's not scamming.
He ain't scared.
people.
It's a wish list. He got rich friends.
I'm gonna say that's the new
But
way
now, but of course, they already have something against him because he didn't spend 28 years in prison. He
Well,
only
they
did
got
7.
multiple things again. He was a young black
So he's
mayor,
black. So now, of course, an
And-
attorney then,
and he did the same shit that they did when they get in office.
but that doesn't make it right because
They don't make it wrong neither. He was a black young man. I'm not saying that. I voted for him twice, so I'm not saying I'm not saying what he did was wrong, and I'm not saying what he did was right. But what I'm saying is, if he had just jumped on the stand and said, "Yeah, I knocked her down a couple times," then
that was none of our business.
it wasn't.
That was
But
between
it
him
was.
and his wife.
They threw it out there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So since y'all want to know, since it's out there, I ain't finna lie about it. Boom. So what? Yeah, I did it. What you gonna
You
do?
can't say so what because you have to be.
So what if I'm a mayor? I have urges too.
I know, but you
Bill
can't,
Clinton had urges.
you can't say so what. You have to.
I mean, I'm gonna have my people write me up some shit to say, but you know,
You got to have some kind of
I think people need realness
no. If you're married, you can't get on national TV
and say I committed
say-
adultery.
No, you can say it, but I'm saying you can't say it and so what?
Oh no, I'm not gonna. You know, I ain't gonna say that, but
in so many
in so many words. No, I'm saying so what to the point like, yeah, like I cheated, you cheated, so what?
No. See, when you apologize, or you
It gotta be
you have to keep
sincere.
it about you, and it has to be sincere. You can't bring other people into
Oh, I wouldn't do
you know
that.
your apology. No, I'm saying that for the people out here and
Them whistleblowers,
line.
the whistleblowers.
When you are apologizing or you are coming forth with something, keep the issue about you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drag anybody else into it. So if you apologize, just apologize. If you showing, any kind of, I want to, apologize to the city of Detroit because I did wrong and this and that. Leave it at that.
I think Kwame did the right thing. I think he showed
I don't
love
think-
to his people.
But now, of course, they trying to bring him back into court.
Leave the
to
man
make
alone.
sure that they're garnishing his wages.
Leave the man alone.
They're trying to make sure that he doesn't have any bank accounts. And now, not only him, now they're bringing his wife in because the case, United States District Court, Eastern District of Michigan, Southern Division, United States of America, the plaintiff, they have his wife listed.
What's up with Trump?
You know.
What's up with Trump? Yeah, what's up with Trump? All I'm saying is this. Kwame did the same thing.
But it's us that, it's few in this school.
Is we supposed to be we supposed to not do the same things that they did just because they created laws for us in order not to break them?
We're not supposed to do it. Bro.
That's true. We supposed to stand up. We supposed to be on a higher. We supposed to.
Character.
That's
We have
true.
To, have high.
But when we got that power, it's hard to be in that
No, it's
position.
not. It's not. That's why it's so important. And I tell people this all the time. When you reach a level in your professional career, or you reach a status in life, don't keep yes people all around you.
Definitely.
You have to keep someone around you that's going to pull your coattail.
Yep.
Because if you have all yes people around you, you are setting yourself up for total
Failure.
So I just pray that they leave Kwame alone.
Leave him alone. Let the man live. He did how long he did in the prison.
The
But
man,
move along.
the man that was hanging out the window on I-94 in that black Mustang, sitting on the door, out the window, they're going full speed. People, I don't know where y'all have gotten this idea that you have to do reckless stuff for it to be fun, for you to have a fun night. That's dangerous. What if he had to stop on brakes because the car in front of him ran out of gas or they brakes or whatever? That young man would be dead right now.
Did you see the accident? The
Yes,
man ran
on
it
Out of
and then
Drive?
I think it probably was, and he got robbed and shot in the neck.
Listen,
Man, we living in some
he posed as
is,
a good Samaritan.
is this shit Grand Theft Auto?
And then got out and shot the guy.
Oh, this was right here on Greenfield
It,
with the shoot. It was like kind of some of the accident. It was a
he
shootout
ran into
right
the
here.
U-Haul truck.
I can't remember. I know it was a shootout right here on Greenfield. They said.
Oh no,
No,
no! You
no,
talking about
no.
the accident? It was an
No,
accident.
that was
over
that was
there.
on Out of Drive. This one here, a young man got
I think
into
this was on the east
an
side.
accident. He ran into a
U-Haul.
U-Haul, and someone pulled up behind him, got out like he was going to help him.
Yep,
And when he went to go get out the car, the young man who had the accident, he pulled out his firearm and,
tried to rob him.
tried to rob him and shot him.
Shot him in the neck when he was
And
running
then
away.
if later on, I found out that on the tape too, once the scene was clear, somebody came and ran him through the car
Again?
and took stuff out of the car.
Oh, shit.
What about the man killed on Facebook live stream? That was in Ypsilanti. He was doing a live
I heard about that.
and he was going back and forth with someone in the comments or whatever, and they pulled up on him.
When did it become that serious?
We-
Come on now.
We gotta ask God to do something,
Like, that's-
for our
that's
mental
nobody.
state. You know,
These, I mean, come on, man. Y'all, I'm just gonna say it. Y'all do some stupid stuff.
but your friends and family are around you and watching you do stupid stuff, and ain't nobody saying nothing.
That's where the
When
big
my
homies
sons
at.
do stupid stuff,
Where the big homies at?
I be calling like, "What's up with you?"
One thing I always did.
So they get more money.
One thing that I always did. None of my people, none of them, none of the guys that hung around me when they was around me, got in trouble. None of them. I kept my soldiers out of trouble, and that's what these people
I
ain't
never was
doing.
around
These
people that just did mischievous stuff. I was, always in the church and school and work. When do you have time?
I ain't gonna say I was all in.
Foolishness.
I had time for foolishness, but my foolishness was getting money. It wasn't no foolishness like on no dumb. Oh, I'm finna shoot this on Facebook Live. I don't want no crazy stuff like that. We getting money and women.
Just cracking jokes,
We was getting money and women. We wasn't doing. Well, I was getting money and women. I wasn't doing none of that other stuff.
We're gonna have to come back, circle back around to discuss the Roe versus Wade, because I really want to have this discussion.
I think that they're trying to take all y'all women rights from y'all.
Not just women.
I think
We got. It's a bigger picture. It's a bigger picture.
I don't feel like nobody should be able to tell y'all what y'all can and can't do with y'all body. Simple as that.
What I do with my body is between me and my physician.
That's your business.
And when I get married, it'll be between me, my husband, and my physician. Everybody else can kick rocks with no shoes or socks on.
And a lot of people still don't even tell stuff to their husbands that's going through their body.
It doesn't necessarily have to do with just the whole abortion thing. I don't want you telling me what to do with my body, period.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be able to tell a man what to do with his body. I don't want to be able to walk in the room to my husband and say, "You're going to get a vasectomy."
Right.
That's not my right. Now, we can discuss it, and then whatever decision he make. But I'm not going to go and have petitions signed to get something on a ballot to say, you have to have a vasectomy at a certain age, or ejaculation. life starts at ejaculation, into a woman. That's crazy.
That's a saying?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Oh, you looked over here like this. I'm like, shit, I don't know.
I mean, because that's what life starts once he, when he shoot the club up.
I was about to say shit. I don't
If
know.
he
Ain't
fertilize
nobody
the
start
egg,
this club up.
doesn't
You
life
can't
form
even
like
get
that?
in with the gun.
I mean, that's how I was told that it was.
So what if women just decided, oh, that's a law we want on the books?
What? No busting shooting the club up?
Yeah. Well, technically,
I don't think that.
technically in the Bible, technically in the Bible, that's a sin, spilling your seed. You're not supposed to spill your seed. I'm just saying.
Listen here, sounds out. I don't know, cause ain't nobody shooting the club up. You can't even get in with the guns in my club. But the thing is, who's to say? How do you know? I mean, you're gonna shoot the club up, but it could be a accident. You feel me? The gun probably slipped out your pocket.
It's no accident. There is no absolutely.
The gun could have slipped out the pocket.
There is no accident with shooting the club up. And I'm not talking about literally shooting the club. I'm talking about a man ejaculating in a woman. There's no accident. You know your body. You know when you finna shoot off. Put a condom on. Or she needs to have... Okay, we're going to talk about this another time, another day,
Yeah,
but there is no accidents. We need to stop that foolishness. There's no accidents. But then we have individuals like the ones we're seeing that's scrolling across our TV, Facebook, Instagram, that's out here acting a fool.
Yeah, them boys got problems.
At some point, those people should have had an option.
You know what they need to do? They need to sit their behinds down and go read this book.
Yes.
GB, run that book for them one more time so that y'all need something to do. Go read a book. Read one of her books. My
And then
goodness.
when we come back, we're gonna close out because I done got
From Amazon best-selling award-winning author Sylvia Hubbard comes a tale of intrigue, desperation, and danger. In The Trouble with Gabrielle, the story is strangely familiar, yet surprisingly sensational and fresh. This sordid tale of a one-night stand gone horribly wrong is one you don't want to miss. Don't miss that Oliver Farnsworth probably thought he'd be alive long beyond the tryst with Gabby. Don't miss that Gabrielle's lifelong dream was never to be pregnant and desperate. Don't miss that she is about to be murdered. The stepmother plans to kill her to gain the fortune Oliver Farnsworth left. With nowhere else to turn, what's a woman to do? Find out what ultimately happens in Sylvia Hubbard's The Trouble with Gabrielle.
This book can be found anywhere or wherever books are being sold. Listen, go get this book. I'm gonna jump
The Trouble.
online and order this because I have a few weeks before school start back, and I haven't been able to read a book that I chose
The Trouble.
in a couple of years. So I think the couple of weeks I'm off from reading what I have to read, I'm gonna read what I want to read.
And y'all read that book too and stay out of trouble. Shoot.
Right.
Goodness gracious.
Get you a book, get you a glass of lemonade or whatever your preference is, whether it's wine, beer, some liquor, some spirits, whatever it is y'all are.
Don't get no
and
liquor.
read.
Don't get no liquor.
Hey, if it's going to keep them out the streets.
That's going to make them go into the streets.
Is it?
Yeah, get a book. Sit down.
But some people drink and they mellow out.
Get you some wine then.
But that's what I'm saying, read a book, because if you drinking and reading, you at home, you chilling.
Yeah, relax it
Go
for
by
it.
the water. Just let the peace of the water clashing calm your spirit down.
Go read The Trouble and try to stay out of trouble.
But here at Detroit Table Talk, we want to make sure that Detroit police officers know that we are praying for you.
Let's just pray for the whole city.
We got your back.
The whole
You know,
city.
we're praying for our young people out here that are struggling, that have nowhere to go. Because a lot of these young people out here raising themselves.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, when they get to a certain age, which is beyond me, you know, and it's only done in the African American community. We're gonna talk
No,
about
it's not.
that.
No, it's
Listen,
not.
no, you know, let me
No,
finish
no.
my statement.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's only done in the African American community that I see that when our kids get 18, that's their passage to get out the house.
That's true. You're absolutely right
You
about
know,
that.
that's crazy
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
They're 18. They still a teenager. They still need to be, you know, parented.
They're not
or-
adults. I tell kids
It's a process.
be kids for as long as you can be kids, and if your children want to stay with you, let them stay.
Just let them stay. What is it?
Let 'em
They're
stay.
not going to interrupt you having a good time.
You done had them for 18 years anyway, so let them stay. let them stay
Let 'em
another
stay. And
until
if
they
y'all
get their
hear us
mind
say,
right.
you
And
can
they
say, help clean up the house, pay a cable bill, and
Yes.
stay out the refrigerator 24/7.
And if you is gonna be in the refrigerator, at least replace the stuff that you use. And if you're using your mama car, put some gas in it.
You ain't using my car.
Put some gas in it.
You ain't using my car now.
I remember I used to use my mama car every now and then. But yeah. And look, if you when you get done reading The Trouble, read Carmen books. Tell them about your books, Carmen.
You know, this book I really want you guys to get because it's a synopsis of things that have taken place in my life that, you know, could have sent me over the edge. It's called Life Happens, you know, how God sustained me. So each and every one of us need to learn how God can sustain you through life trials, tribulations, and traumas and, you know, and all that stuff. So life happens, covenant relationships. You know, we all need to be in covenant with someone that can hold us accountable, you know.
And the children book.
And life, what's the children book?
The autism.
Let's be
The
friends.
Let's be friends.
Let's be friends. So make sure you pick up your copy of that. Next week, we're going to be giving out the Anita Baker ticket.
Call in. We're going to come up with some questions for y'all to make sure y'all been tuning into the show. We might ask y'all, like, what was the color shirt that we were wearing on the episode? So, you know.
Or if you want to, or should we do a raffle where we have them put their name on a page and then we put it in the app and let the app pick so they won't think that we're...
We got all week to figure it out. We'll let y'all know.
Forget it. Call in next week.
Yeah. And also, you know, if you want to stay out of trouble, you need an OG to spit some game to you. I don't care if you got Alexa. I don't care if you got Siri. You can Google me.
Uh-oh.
Tell them to play Best at It. You can Google Best at It, BESTADDIT. I guarantee you I got something that you're going to love, most definitely. But it's been a pleasure, Carmen. It's been a pleasure, GB. Let them know where they can find you at, GB. We ain't forget.
Make sure your mic on. Make sure your mic on.
Okay, listen here. Hold on now. They woke me up a little bit. If you looking for me, baby, you can find me. I'm girl, boy everywhere. That's girl and boy. Don't put no slash, don't put no space, don't put no underscore. That's Peasy. That's Peeezy. And y'all know y'all can catch me each and every Wednesdays at 2 p.m. on the Midday Vibes with my lover, my friend, Ebony K, that always got something to say. And she drags it, but that's no here, no there.
Listen, we have, and I don't care what you hear on any other podcast. I don't care. We have one of the best engineers out here.
For sure.
You know, everybody's always trying to get her, you know, but she's here at the table with us.
Right here on Simply Podcastic.
And to my co-host, as always, thank you for showing up.
Not a problem.
Showing out.
It's always a pleasure. We'll catch y'all next week. It's been a pleasure. Detroit Table Talk.
That was a whole band.